This is Perp back with another video, and I just got done watching Sweetwater. This is the biopic of Nat Clifton. He was one of the first black NBA players to step on an NBA court. And this was a fascinating movie to me, even though I do have my gripes, but that aside, it's always fascinating to me that when we think of like the greatest basketball players of all time, Michael Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, you forget about the people that kind of paved the way. And I've never heard of Sweetwater, Nat Clifton, and that's probably on me because I never really dug into the history and whatnot. But after watching this was very fascinating. I like how this whole movie starts off, where it starts off in the 90s and you hear on the radio them talking about Michael Jordan, and you have the sports guy, the sports writer in the back, and he's having a conversation with this guy that's driving the cab, and it ends up being Nate, and he starts to kind of tell him his story. And where the story starts off with is him playing for the Harlem Globetrotters. And that was pretty dope. And I've always been a fan of the Harlem Globetrotters. They've always been like really cool showsmen. But it's interesting to kind of see it at that time, where you had this guy that was running the team. His name was like Sap or something like that, or yeah, whatever. He was pretty much controlling everything. Definitely very greedy, but he definitely never gave up on his players. You know what I'm saying? That aside, it was interesting to kind of see just the build up to him kind of playing into his first NBA game. You have the head coach of the Knicks at the time, Joe, I forget his last name. He was really determined to kind of really break down those walls and finally get more black people to play in the NBA, because he saw that, the NBA at that time was just very dry and very boring. This could really change everything. And it's interesting to see how just the owners at that time, felt about that whole rule changing. And nothing really has changed, you know what I'm saying? People are still racist as ever. They just kind of move differently. But here it was very much, in your face type of racism. A lot of people didn't like this change. A lot of people gave him a hard time. Even the refs didn't even, I don't want to go into spoilers about this movie, because I definitely think that you should kind of watch it for yourself and make your own judgment. Like I said, certain lines of dialogue in this movie kind of made me tilt my head like, that was kind of weird and just felt out of place. But what just brings it all together is just Everett Osborne's performance in this. I thought it was really solid for a person that hasn't got too many acting credits and whatnot. I think he just fit that role. And I also like that they show old footage, and seeing how this guy moved, man, it was really something to watch. And I want to kind of see if they have any other documentaries or something like that, because nobody really ever brings up Sweetwater in any type of discussion when you're talking about players, historical players, or just people that have changed the game. So yeah, it's just unfortunate that also there was really no marketing for this, maybe just because it's an indie film. I literally just saw the first trailer for this before air, ironically. And it's a shame, because I want to see more of these kind of stories where you have these people that have paved the way, but they kind of get lost over time and through history and stuff, and other people get the credit. But I like that this guy, Nate, just was always humble. He never was big-headed about nothing. He never cared about, being first or even being last. He just really cared about the sport of basketball, and I really enjoyed that aspect of this movie. But I just wanted to kind of give you my little brief review on this movie. Definitely go check this out if it's playing in your theater. Let me know how you felt about it if you did get around to watching this. But till next time, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.